Elephantman Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man, Brother DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. IG, Elephantman_podcast, / Elephantman Podcast for Facebook, Twitter / Poster Boys, and hit the Paleo Hebrew in the bottom right or the Elephantman Podcast symbol in the top left corner to subscribe to YouTube. Also, we are also on TikTok now at Elephantman219 . So praise Yah for everybody. I hope that you had a blessed day and I hope that you had a blessed week. Came on a little late. Sorry about that. I respect your time and I respect everything that everybody does. And I just respect everything, man. This is a pretty much a start of a new week. And we just thank the Most High for everything that he's done and everything that he's doing. And we're just excited about the things of the Most High. You know, in Sunday school, we was learning about Daniel the last couple of weeks. And so we learned about Daniel 1, after he got captured and went into get captured at Nebuchadnezzar. They wanted him to eat him and his brothers to eat the king's meat. And that was last week. And he did we paraphrase, and he didn't want to eat the king's meat. He wanted to eat pulse, which was vegetables and water. It was a certain diet that the Hebrews ate. And so he's like, yo, I plead that I don't need the king's meat. Let me eat the food from our diet. Give me 10 days. So to make a short story short, he ate according to the dietary laws for 10 days, and they said he was more healthier and more fatter than the people who ate the king's meat. They was more sicker. And so and then also he got promoted. Most High gave him more wisdom. He gave him wisdom and knowledge, and then he promoted him throughout the kingdom of Babylon. So that was a classic example of being in Babylon, but not of Babylon. Being in Babylon, I got one bar on my Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's doing that. Hopefully you guys can hear my message. He was in Babylon, but not of Babylon. Because I used to always think, and I had brought this up too, yo, in order to thrive and survive in Babylon, you got to do Babylonian things. You got to do what Egypt do, you know, and we take scriptures out of context. When you in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? We're already born in sin, shaped in iniquity. And so now we just think that we got to do what they got to do. We got to sell our soul to the highest bidder when we already been bought with a price, the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. So I used to always think, yo, man, in order to really, really make some good money and really thrive in a fallen world, a fallen system, you got to really compromise. You got to not only put on dresses if you're an actor or actresses and different things like that. For the men, you got to be emasculated. You got to be just all kind of stuff you got to go through, all kind of rituals. But the answer is no. You don't have to do that. You can stand for the Most High, live for the Most High, represent the Most High, no matter what people say. And the Most High will let you thrive. He will promote you. He said, humble thyself, and the Most High would promote you, right? So that was a classic example of that. But when they got further into the kingdom, they was in Babylon, but not of Babylon. They still was representing the Most High Yah. And then Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. We're going to go over that dream today, chapter 2, right? And we're going to go over some details of that dream. But one thing that he had did, said, okay, since y'all are part of my council, I'm going to change y'all names. So they went from the names that they had, the Hebrew names that they had, I left it upstairs. But they went from the Hebrew names that they had to Belshazzar. They changed name to Belshazzar and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Those are the names that we are familiar with. But those were Babylonian names given to them. show allegiance and show that they was a part of that culture, right? They was already promoted, but they was promoted and favored. They had favor in the kingdom, but they didn't even have a compromise to get that. So the Chaldeans in the magicians and the astrologers and all them, they hated the Hebrew boys. They hated, well, I'm gonna call them Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because they was in Babylon but not of Babylon, and they was running circles around them because of the wisdom of the Most High Yah. They was running circles around them. It wasn't by might or by power, but it was by the Spirit of the Most High Yah. And so they hated him. So they devised a plan in Daniel 3. But before we get into that, we're not going to get into Daniel 3. We're going to get into Daniel 2 today. But they devised a plan because Nebuchadnezzar built the gold statue. You guys know that. And he said, yo, when you hear the music, we need y'all to come bow to this gold statue. I'm paraphrasing it. And everybody in the Providence was bowing to this gold statue, right? Everybody was with it, right? They was compliant. They was in compliance. When you're not in compliance with Babylon and Catholicism, then people call you what? Rebellious. They call you stiff-necked. They call you hard-headed. They say that you're non-compliant, right? Because you're not bowing to the ways of Babylon or Catholicism. So they got to put a label on you, right? So basically, Nebuchadnezzar had so much going on, he wasn't even paying attention to them. What brought that they wasn't bowing down to the statue once the music was played? Well, who brought that to their attention was the astrologers and magicians and all of those people that was in Babylon. They brought it to King Nebuchadnezzar's attention. And they said, yo, they're not even bowing down when the music go forth. They're not, they march you to a beat of a different drum, right? They're not doing, you changed their names. Their names was changed, but their heart was still for the king and the kingdom. And even when we were brought over here, they changed our names. They changed our Hebraic names to erase us and wipe us out from being a nation, right? We got all the Jefferson last name and Johnson and Green and Brown and White and all these different last names that was pretty much British and French and English last names, right? But that don't mean that you have to change. You don't have to assimilate to the culture. You don't have to assimilate to the things of Babylon, to the things of the world system. So they didn't assimilate. And I thought that was pretty interesting. They held true to the things of the Most High Yah in the midst of bondage, right? Because they was in captivity for 70 years. So they held true to the things of the Most High Yah. And I thought that was pretty amazing, right? And y'all know the story. They said, King, the decree was that if they don't bow and worship once the music is played and bow to your statue, then they're supposed to get thrown into the fiery furnace, right? And public display, I also had mentioned that it was a public display too. It's in front of everybody. When you do stuff that that's contrary to the kingdom of darkness or contrary, now they want to put you on public display, right? They want to flog you, I should say, in front of everybody. They want to put it on public display. They want to, pretty much like what they did with Kyrie, right? They're trying to, especially those, like, people got endorsements, and they got Gatorade endorsements, Nike endorsements, all these different endorsements, and these like athletes and musicians and actors and actresses and all this stuff. And they say something contrary, you say something contrary, speak out and say something contrary to their system, then they're threatened to take the endorsements back, and they're just pretty much a public beatdown, right? Because you got a platform and you have influence. You have influence over others in the kingdom of darkness. So when you stand up and say something about the light, or just say something that's contrary to where they're trying to take everybody, they'll shut you down real quick, or they're threatened to take your endorsements and your contracts and if you value those and esteem those endorsements and contracts more than you esteem the kingdom of Yah, then you'll bow down. You'll be like, yo, man, I gotta feed my family. I gotta survive. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta kiss the ring of the Catholics. I gotta bow down, right? And but when you just say, yo, man, for Yah I live, for Yah I die, it don't matter what's going on. I don't care what's my outcome. That's a whole other different breed. That is not bred overnight. That's because that's been a life of dedication and separation and a life of consecration and a life of wanting to please the Most High Yah for real, no matter what. Now we all say while it's at peace, man, we do the same thing Peter did. We're going to share that scripture too. Man, I'll never deny you. Kepha Peter was like, I'll never deny you. Because he told, Mashiach told Peter, yo, before the cock crow 3 times, you're going to deny me. And he really believed, Peter really believed, yo, man, I'll never deny you. I'll go with you to the end of the earth. Right? He was a part of Mashiach's inner circle, Peter, John, James. He was a part of Mashiach's inner circle. He was like, yo, he really believed that he wouldn't do it. Right? But we're going to get into that in a minute. But to be in Babylon, but not of Babylon, is what I pray for all of us, myself included. Right? Because there's so many different things that can distract us, so many different things that can take us off focus, off guard, right? There's so many different things in Babylon. And because we are rejected people, right? We want to be loved and accepted and rejected, right? We want to give a cactus a hug and don't want to get stuck. That's not possible. You can't hug a cactus. You're gonna get stuck, right? You cannot hug a cactus and not expect to get stuck, right? So we in Babylon, but not of Babylon, right? And so I want to get into this Daniel 2, but before I get into that Daniel 2, I'm gonna pray, and then I'm going to get into I'm gonna read Peter first, because it's very, very interesting to be in it, but not of it. Abba, show us how to be in this, but not of this. Right, even if the whole world, even if everybody misunderstands us and they reject us, right, we stand for you. We stand with you. But back to what I was saying, the public display. I'm getting my 3 points across. I'm excited. The public display, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was about to get thrown in that fiery furnace in front of everybody. You got to think everybody was there. Everybody was lining up with Babylon. Everybody was like, yo, this, King Nebuchadnezzar is the highest in the land, and his gods are gods. Marduk and Nebu. Nebu was supposedly the son of Marduk in the kingdom of Babylon, right? Nebu, and so a lot of them had names dedicated to Baal, to Marduk, to Nebu. That's what Nebuchadnezzar come from, from Nebu, right? And so they're like, okay, if you have a position, then you need to walk like us, talk like us, dress like us. Your name got to sound like our name, right? If you want to be a part of us. But they were like, we could be in Babylon, serve, and not be of Babylon. So y'all know the story. They threw him in the fiery furnace in front of everybody. Humiliate them, right? To humiliate them in front of everybody, and so no one else can ever stand. No one else would ever stand like they did, right? Well, y'all finna see right now. When y'all don't do what I say bow to my statue. When y'all hear the music, y'all don't bow. This what's gonna happen to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel is about to happen to y'all. So everybody's there. Fire's turned up 7 times hotter. The person's on the outside of the fire. The guards on the outside of the fire. It's the fire so hot it burned them up. The fire so hot it burns them up. Right? Now, they throw them in there. Fire 7 times hotter, they throw them in there, right? And y'all know the story. It's Nebuchadnezzar looked in there and said, yo, we threw 12 in there. I'm sorry, not 12. We threw 3 in there, but it's four people in there, and they not bound no more. They're loose, and one of them looked like the Son of God. And I believe that was an account because they worship Nebu, the son of Marduk, and the son of Yahusha Hamashiach was in there with them to show like, man, y'all, he's in the fiery furnace with us, and the affliction with us. When you stand for him, man, it's amazing. So this is in front of everybody. Y'all got to take in consideration. This is in front of everybody. They were supposed to get killed and humiliated in front of everybody for not bowing to Marduk, Nebu, and listening to Nebuchadnezzar. And they said in the scriptures, it's so powerful. They say, and then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Who's going to save you from me?" And it was like, you know what? Our Abba is able to save us. But if he don't, just know that we're not bowing down to your God or your statue or your idols. That's what infuriated Nebuchadnezzar. Because he didn't want quick to do it. He gave him another chance. Now, this is the first Nebuchadnezzar was in chapter 1, and at the end of chapter 2, we about to read, Nebuchadnezzar was like, man, I like these dudes, man. You know, they smart, they wise, they interpreted my dreams, and they just real wise. You know what I mean? But this is the plan thought up by people that was in Babylon. They was hating, and they was jealous of Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel because of the favor that they had to say, man, y'all not even Babylonian, y'all Hebrews, and y'all thriving in our stuff. That don't make no sense. So the public display, and then so now after that happened, you define fire, you're not even burnt up, right? You're not even burnt up, right? Because you was with the all-consuming fire, so you can't get burnt up, right? So now, what does that do to everybody in the region? That everybody like, man, these people got thrown in the fire. I seen it with my own eyes. They did not get burnt up. People gonna start questioning the Marduks. People gonna start questioning the Nebus and the Baals and the Ashtoreths and the Dagons and the other gods and the goddesses that people worship. They gonna say the Abba of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the true Abba. They have no choice because of that demonstration. There was a witness. They was a witness, even unto death. He said they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony and revelation, and they loved not their lives even unto the death. I hope we're prepared. I want to be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? If someone was to come like that, I want to be prepared. I don't want to cower it out and bow down, but I want to be a witness in front of everybody. And if whether he preserved or not, because that's a witness to that whole. For the whole everybody. They're being a straight witness. So it's kind of like that is amazing. So it's easier said, like I was mentioning this morning. It's easier to say that when it's all peace, right? Well, it ain't all peace. We look at turn on the news, they doing all kind of stuff. Chemtrails above and water in your and poison in your water beneath. And even some preachers don't like to talk about that. They just want to just go and go shout and you know. And there's nothing against shouting, but I'm just saying we need to be walk circumspectly and know the time so we can know what to pray for, what to fast from, and what to do. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go into this. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you for your grace, your mercy. You said if I be lifted up, I'll draw men unto me. We lift you up, we honor you, we adore you. There's none like you in the heavens and the earth. Hide me behind the cross that they might not see me and hear me, but they may see you and glorify you in the Shemayim. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name we pray, amen. First, I'm going to go with Luke. I want to talk about Luke 22 and 31. This is Kepha. We're talking about Peter first. We're going to go to Peter first before we go to that Daniel 2. Because the enemy wants to take us somewhere. He wants to get worship over creation. But anyway, this is Yahushua talking to Kepha. And the Most High said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that faith fail not. Yahushua himself prayed for us that our faith fail us not. When thou art converted, go and strengthen the brother. Now, this probably had to throw Kiefer off. One, like I told you, he was in the inner circle, right? He was Peter, John, James. He was a part of the inner circle of Yahushua HaMashiach. Mount of Transfiguration, and you know the whole thing. Seeing, healing the sick, raising the dead, casting out devils, walking on water. One of the only ones that we know recorded walking on water. It might have been other times where believers walked on water, but we know for a fact that he got a chance to walk on water and got out the boat and walked on water to be on the water top with Yahushua HaMashiach. So he like, when I'm converted, go strengthen my brethren. He probably had to be thrown off by that. And he said to him, Most High, I am ready to go with thee, both in the prison and to death. Kiefer don't know what he was saying, right? He really, really, really don't know what he was saying right there. And he said, I tell thee, Peter, the cock shall not crow this day before thou shalt thrice deny me that thou knowest me. So he said, the cock you're gonna deny me 3 times. The cock gonna crow 3 times the saying that you deny when you deny me. And he said unto them, when I send you without a purse and scrip and shoe and latchet ye and anything, and he said nothing. And he said to them, but now he that have a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip, and he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. So basically, Yahushua HaMashiach was getting ready. He was getting ready to go to be the Passover lamb and die for the sins of the whole world. Okay, share this tab. Matthew 26 and 31. Okay, then said Yahushua said unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. So you got to understand, this is a big thing. They're going on the countryside. They following him. He taking care of them, healing the sick, raising the dead, casting out devils, restoring things, right? That was broken, that was lost. He's restoring different things, right? He going to, the house of prayer and whip them out of there. He said, this supposed to be a house of prayer. Y'all making it to a den of thieves. Y'all making it to something that it's not. And the people that's paying y'all don't know no better. So he coming in, restoring things, cleaning different things up. And the disciples right there with him, seeing everything. And basically, it was almost like the end of a movie. You know, when the leader dies, when the leader gets killed, the person don't like to go on behind him. They just be like, I don't know. When the leader dies, the movement dies a lot of the different times. So they seen what happened to him, pulled his beard out, spit in his face, smashed a crown of thorns on his head, hit him with a cat of 9 tails, 39 save 1. Just did him bad. Pierced him in the side, blood and water come out. Just did him real, real bad. Public humiliation. He made himself of no reputation with this public humiliation. He made himself of no reputation with this public humiliation. And his believers and his followers seen that. So what happened? They scattered. They like, I don't want no parts of that, what Rome did to him. And they said, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I rise again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said to him, though man shall be offended because of thee, yet I will never be offended. There you go again. Like, I'm with you to the end. And he probably really believed that. And Yahushua said to him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow 3 times, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said to him, though I should die with thee, yet I will not deny thee. Likewise, also said all the disciples. So all of them, not just Kiefer, they all was like, yo, man, we've been with you this whole time. We know what it's about. We about that life. And he was like, man, y'all really don't know what is about to take place. Y'all say y'all about that life, but y'all really don't know what's about to take place. But it ain't over, right? Ministry ain't over for you. It's not over. It's the beginning. That's hope. When the Most High say it ain't over. When you woke up, you're listening to this live, it ain't over for you. No matter what you've been through, right? They always say, what? You look better than what you've been through. That's the glory of the Most High Yah. And the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. And the thing that was there to destroy you, the Most High can use it for your good. If there was something that was there to destroy you, to wipe you out, the Most High can use it for your good, right? He will use it for your good. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is by happenstance. Nothing happens without his hand or permission. So even those painful things that happen to you is going to bless others later, right? Our flesh don't want to suffer. We don't want to go through those different things, but it's to bless others later. Okay. So I just had to talk about that with Kiefer, right? And he knew that he had denied him because he was warming his hand by the fire. Y'all know it. I'm not going to that scripture. I'm going to go into Daniel 2. He knew he had denied him. He was warming his hands by the fire. He said, hey, what you the guy with Mashiach all over the healing the sick, raising the dead, casting out devils? Kiefer Peter's like, nah, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I might look like the dude. That ain't me. Yes, you did. Nah, man. That might be you. Nah, man. Then he cussed, whatever the cuss word was back then. I have to look it up. I don't know if it was our little cuss words we got here. But he had this. He said something real foul, and they was like, "Oh man, he might not. He never mind. I might have mistaken you with somebody else." Because this dude I'm talking about, he wasn't doing all that. Then the cock crowed, and he was just devastated. He was devastated. But that humbled him. That brought him low, right? Now he can see the Mashiach. Now he can understand. And y'all know the story. Y'all go read Acts 2 and 3, and or read Acts 1, 2, and 3, and you can see he was redeemed from that. So when Mashiach showed himself, he said, "Do you love me, Peter?" It's like, I love you. He said, "Feed my sheep, feed my lamb," right? Feed them, let them know, right? Pray for them, right? So anyway, I am going to go into this Daniel 2. But I want to say, Camp 4, Shalom, blessed to you. Blessed to you, Camp 4, Tinsley, Eric Tinsley. Bless up. You love Yah, Shalom, blessed to you. Don P. Yehuda, Shalom, blessed to you. Dwayne Reese, Shalom and peace. Dwayne Reese. So blessed to y'all that's coming in, or blessed to y'all on the playback as well. Shalom, blessings, blessed to y'all. So let's go right into this Daniel 2. The reason I did I went to Daniel. Those Matthew 26 and Luke 22 and different things like that, because sometimes you might think that we're ready to go with the Mashiach to the ends of the earth. They ain't brought them guillotines out yet. They ain't brought them guillotines out yet, right? They clowning a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't brought them guillotines out yet. They got some stuff going on. I guess we are comforted in the fact that some of us believe that we're going to fly away. So when we don't fly away as soon as we were taught, or those who believe in the it's going to be devastating. So we got to make sure we pray to the Most High that we converted. We gonna strengthen our brother, right? And no one knows what's gonna happen. And I'm not saying this out of fear. Hear me out. But I'm saying, but if we already walking with the Most High Yah, we practice in the presence of the Most High Yah, listening to a still small voice, then we good. We in sync. He's gonna show us what to do because he's a good shepherd, right? And he said, "None of my sheep have I lost." So he's a good shepherd. So I'm not saying that out of fear, but I'm saying the things that we are used to, that joints be changing up real quick. Naya's truth. Shalom. Blessings to you. Shalom. So I'm gonna go into Daniel 2. The reason I brought up Kiefer is because these people are in Babylon, but not of Babylon, like I mentioned. And I'm like, man, I'm not saying how are they doing it like that, but I'm just like, they got to have something before them. There must be some prayer, some fasting, some devotion. They must have a Torah with them or something in Babylon for them to be able to follow the things of the Most High Yah and not be compromised. And in the second year reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams where his spirit, this is Daniel 2:1, wherewith his spirit was troubled and his sleep was break from him. Then the king commanded all magicians, astrologers, and sorcerers and Chaldeans for the showing of the king's dreams. So they came and stood before the king. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king of Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and he will show thee the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, this thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut to pieces, and your house shall be made dung. Oh, snap. Y'all gonna be done if you don't tell me what this dream is. Verse 6. But if ye show a dream and the interpretation thereof, you shall receive gifts and rewards and great honor in Babylon. That's what we look for all the time. Gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. They answered and said, let the king tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation of it. And the king said, I know of certain that ye will gain the time, because ye see the things is gone from me. But if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. For ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, until the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I will show, and I shall know that ye can show the interpretation thereof. So he said, no, I ain't gonna tell you the dream, because you can lie and say what it means. No, we ain't work. This dream is heavy and it troubled me. And if you're supposed to be the astronomers and the magicians and y'all supposed to be those dudes here in Babylon, I called y'all. No, tell me what the dream is as well, because y'all can lie. I don't want to hear that. Y'all can lie. I don't want to hear that. Okay? Chaldeans answered before the king, said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matters. Therefore, there is no king, lord, or ruler that acts such things of any magician, astrologer, or Chaldean. It is a rare thing that the king required, and there is none other that can show it before the king, except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. Now, this is included Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel, because if you read Daniel 1, they was promoted up into prominence and prestige within the king's kingdom. The decree went out that the wise men should be slain, and they saw Daniel and his fellows to be slain. And Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone before to slay the wise men. He answered and said, Arioch, the king's captain, why is this decree so hasty from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time and that he would show the king the interpretation. So Daniel like, yo, chill out. Hold on. Y'all tried to kill all of us real quick. Hold on. Then Daniel went to the house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of Yah from heaven concerning the secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Daniel 2:19. Okay, here we go. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed Abba of the Shemayim, of the heavens. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yah forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He give wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that no understanding. So y'all want the perfect person in office. I ain't gonna mess with y'all little office thing. Y'all want this person. When this person get in office, we're gonna have this. When that person get in office, we're gonna have that. If Russia take over, we're gonna have this. If China take over, we're gonna have that. If America stay, blah, 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 blah. No, Daniel say, we ain't tripping off none of that. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of our Abba forever and ever. Hallelujah. 22, he revealed the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwell with him. 23, I thank thee and praise thee, O Abba of my fathers, who have given me wisdom and might, and have made known unto me now what we desire of thee. But thou hast not now made known to us the king's matter. Because it can't come, if I say it, if I show you a picture of it, you can have signs and lying wonders. That's what the magician is going to do. But he's like, nah, you tell me what my dream was, and interpret it for me. Who can do that? Because even when we hear dreams, yeah, I was in water and blah, 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 blah. Well, some people can interpret dreams, right? And we get more and more frequent. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all been getting more frequent dreams. Some of you guys are been getting dreams and stuff. And different things like that. Okay, he revealed the deep secrets. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwell in him. And I thank thee and praise thee, O Abba of my fathers. 24. Therefore Daniel went into Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me before the king, and I will show the king the interpretation. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar? Because I told you they changed the names from Daniel to Belshazzar, right? Gave him a Babylonian name. Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen and the interpretation? And Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king had demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show the king, but there is a Yah, a Abba, a creator in heaven that revealeth secrets and make it known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Oh my goodness. This story is heavy. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. Thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon the bed. What shall come to pass hereafter? And he that revealeth secret make it known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, the secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sake that shall make known the interpretation to the king, the king's dream. Okay, tell me. You didn't say enough words. Tell me what my dream is and what does it mean. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and form therefore was terrible. The image head was of fine gold. The breasts and the arms are silver. The belly and the thighs of brass. Legs of iron, and his feet part iron and part clay. Okay? Thou sawest until that was a stone that was cut without hands, which smote the image, his feet that were in iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, the gold broken into pieces. Together it became like a shaft in the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. The stone that smote the image became a great mountain, chief cornerstone, and filled the whole earth. Great mountain. It was a stone cut out, not cut out with hands. A stone not cut out with hands. Smashed this image, and became a great mountain. In this dream, we will tell you the interpretation thereof before the king. O king, thou art a king of kings, for God of heaven have given thee the kingdom, the power, and strength and glory. Who, the Abba of heaven, gave him the kingdom, the power, the strength, and the glory. These dudes be believing their own report. These dudes think because they got the toughest military this and the AR-15 that and Scud missiles and nuclear weapons that they got it going on. No, you there for a season, partner. Till he done with you, and then you gonna step down. And whosoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, have he given unto thine hand, and have made thee ruler over them. Thou art the head of gold. So basically, he was saying Babylon in the beginning. If you go from the top of the statue to the bottom of the statue, I'm going to show an image in a minute. Show image in a minute. My image right here. Okay. So gold, silver, bronze, clay, and then part clay, part iron. I'm gonna come back to that image in a second. All right. So you're that head of gold, King Nebuchadnezzar, represents Babylon. Medio Persia and Greece, after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over the earth. All this was recorded before this stuff happened. This happened during Babylonian time. But he is talking about all of the kingdoms, well, the powerful kingdoms throughout the world, throughout the age. How my phone doing that? I'm about to get off in a minute. So Media Persia, another kingdom shall rise that's inferior to thee. In other words, Persia didn't have a strong army as Babylon. They wasn't as strong as Babylon, but they will rule. They will rule because Persia started ruling at the end of the 70 years of our captivity, in the first Babylon. And then he let Darius and Artaxerxes and all of those Persian leaders let us if we read Nehemiah and Ezra and all of those, that's when the second kingdom started ruling. The Persian kingdom started ruling and let us build the altar and different things like that, start building our cities and the temples again. And then the third kingdom was Greece with Alexander the Great. If you go into Maccabees 1 and 2, it shows how when Persia was overthrown and then Greece took over. Then after Greece took over, Rome took over, right? And then when you go to the New Testament in Matthew, that's when Rome was in charge. But from Malachi to Matthew was 400 some years, and Persia and Greece was rolling. So if you don't have the Apocrypha or the Maccabees and a lot of them different books was during that time. What was a silent period? We was told it was a silent period. Yahweh didn't say nothing from Malachi to Matthew, and then all of a sudden, bam! Mashiach on the scene. They in Rome. Like, what's going on? What happened? No, it's like a blur because we gonna keep up with it. But anyway, after Persia was Greece, and after these shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass. That's Greece. Shall rise and bear rule. That's what happened with the Alexander the Great, and then Rome. The fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh to pieces and subdue all things, and as iron breaketh all these things, it shall be broken to pieces and bruised. So this was a hardcore kingdom. Iron. These Romans, they're hardcore. This the time when Mashiach was he laid down his life and died for us, and so became our Pesach, our Passover lamb. Whereas thou sawest the feet of toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much that they saw iron mixed with miry clay. So it's 10 toes. So they separated. So they divided. That's what's going on in these world systems in this end. They might get a United Nations and stuff like that. And the iron is, they might try to revive a Roman, little Holy Roman Empire type thing, but it's not strong because it's not together. This kingdom is not together. That's why it's part clay, part iron. Everybody want to be in charge. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life on fleek, and everybody just wants to rule, right? And they'll kill Peter to pay Paul, and so there's no loyalty in this last one. You can even see that division today, civil wars and red versus the blue and just all kind of stuff, man. But it's kind of weird though how they don't like each other, but they can come together and spin around on a tarp for the Olympics and swim in the same pool. I don't understand that. Anyway, as the toes of the feet are part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Whereas thou sawest mixed iron and miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one another as iron is not mixed with clay. Okay, the divine kingdom. In the days of these kings shall the Abba of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break to pieces and consume all his kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. This time about Yahushua Muhammad Shia come and set up the kingdom of forever. And then it said Daniel was promoted, and the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face. This is in Daniel 2:46, and worshiped Daniel and commanded that they should offer oblation and sweet orders unto him. And Daniel answered unto, the king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your Abba is the Abba of Abbas and the Lord of kings and the revealer of secrets, seeing that this could be revealed. So basically, Daniel was promoted again. It's because he was promoted the first time. Then they didn't bow, right? And then they were supposed to kill him. Then he didn't die in the fiery furnace. Well, that came second time. But this is promoted again. This is Daniel 2. I'm sorry, I was the fiery furnace is Daniel 3. But he got promoted again in Babylon. He was in Babylon, but not of Babylon. He got promoted again. That's crazy. So you don't have to compromise. You don't have to do anything in order to be. You don't have to kiss the ring of the Catholic bishops and all of that. You stand 10 toes down and represent Yahushua HaMashiach, right? They overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. They loved not their lives on the death. I'm gonna show this image, and then we're gonna pray and get out of here. So again, this was the first one I had showed, but it's the same thing. Head of gold, kingdom of Babylon. This is when Daniel interpreted the dream. Chests of arms of silver, kingdom of Persia, Medes and the Persians. They wasn't as strong as Babylon, but they beat Babylon. I think it's talked about in Daniel when Nebuchadnezzar's grandson, they were just having a good old time, good old party, getting drunk, and that's when the handwriting was on the wall, like, your kingdom is found wanting, and it's over with for Babylon. And the Persians came through. They left the gate open in the bottom part of Babylon, and Persia came through there while they was all drunk and having a good time and killed them and took over. Then the belly and thighs of bronze, kingdom of ancient Greece with Alexander the Great. And then the legs of iron was the kingdom of Rome, right? That's when we start off with Matthew, and that's when Rome was in charge. So when Yahushua came up on the scene, they was like, "Bet he about to overthrow Nero, he about to overthrow Rome, he about to overthrow Pilate and all them." And Yahushua said, "My kingdom is not of this world. I come this first time as the lamb. I'm coming the second time as a lion. Y'all want me to come as a lion now. It ain't time for me to come as the lion. I'm coming as a lamb, led to the slaughter. I come with no reputation. I didn't say a mumbling word." So they're like, "What? I thought you was about to set the kingdom back up." Because the Hebrews been waiting for the kingdom for forever. If you read in Acts, they've been waiting for the kingdom. But it's like, no, it ain't time. It ain't time for that. That's why when Kepha cut the man's ear off, he said, he picked the ear, put it back on his ear. Like, man, it's not. If I don't die, you don't live. I have to die. I have to die so you can live. Without the shedding of blood, there could be no remission of sins. So I have to die so you can live. So then this last one, the modern kingdom of Rome restored feet of iron and clay. So it got some iron in there, some Rome, catacombs of Rome type stuff. But it's not as strong because they're not together. They're not together. They'll conspire together to chop up Africa, right? And have I don't know if you know what's that called, man. I forgot, man. But they all came together. The nations came together to see how they can cut up with King Leopold and all in the Belgian all came together to see how they can cut up Africa and divvy up Africa because it's the wealthiest continent on the planet, and that's why a lot of people starting to say, man, you know what, that little sliver of land might not be the land of milk and honey. It might be in the continent of Africa, because they got cobalt, they got gold, they got stuff. They can't even make cell phones without a certain material that comes from the continent. So how is that a poor continent, and they just, because they got riches beneath their feet, gold, diamonds. De Beers Company came in and started De Beers Diamond Company. I think that might have been Dutch or French. I think it's Dutch. And they all came in and they got all of this stuff. So you got all this wealth and riches beneath your feet in Africa. But if you can't mine it, if nobody want to buy it, right, the richest, greatest tropical fruits and vegetables, but you can't own, you can be the worker, but you can't own it, even though it's on your continent, because what's mine is mine, what's yours is mine. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. But see this rock right here, this rock it was a rock not made by hands, and it came and crushed all of the kingdoms of the world. It came and crushed all the kingdoms of the world and became a great exceeding mountain. And it thrived forever. That rock is our rock, right? That's why I say you want to build your house on sand, or you're going to build your house on the solid rock, Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Because the sandcastle may look beautiful, better than the rock, but that tide ain't came in yet. When that tide come in, what happens when you build a sandcastle or build something next to for those who've been to the beach or to the ocean? That water come in, that job just melt away, like you ain't even built it. You could take all day building that thing. That water come in, knock that joints down. But anyway, I have to get off of here. But I was saying we could be in it, but not of it. And we thank the Most High Yah for what he's going to do. And he's in control. And nothing happens without his hand or permission. And I know we hear wars and rumors of wars. And we see the news. And it is terrible. That's crazy. Droughts and floods and earthquakes and folk doing all kinds of stuff. They demising. They coming up with a plan to just destroy folk. But they dig a, this the scripture said they gonna dig a ditch and fall into it themselves. Right? They dig in a ditch, they fall into it themselves. Just like with Esther and Hank, they made a decree, and that's the crazy thing. They make it legal. They make that joint legal, man. So if you go against that stuff, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. Yeah, the Berlin Conference. Yes, thank you. The Berlin Conference in 1883. And then they had a second one too, but it was China. I did a show on it a while ago, but they did it again. Oh, thank you, my brother. Blessed to you. Blessed to you. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the subscribe. We're gonna see what's going on with it. But nothing happens without his hand or permission. And I want us to be ready. I want us to be ready when he GLC, what's up? Salama. Blessings, sis. I want to be ready, Ron Hosley. Blessings to you. I want to be ready. I don't want to be presumptuous and assume I'm gonna be ready to the ends of the. No, I want to be brave. I want to be ready. Right, Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we praying right now for everybody that is on this live and everybody that's playing this in the replay, that they may have the strength, the courage to stand for the things of the Most High Yah, to stand for the things of you in this end time, no matter what may come up, no matter what is said, that we'll be prepared, that we listen to your still small voice, that we know that you're the King of kings and the Lord of lords, in the name above all name. And we thank you for all the many blessings you bestowed upon us. And we just ask you to just touch us and lead us and show us what to do. Let us practice your presence. Listen for your still small voice. Let us practice your presence to know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Abba Yah, we just thank you for all the many blessings that you bestowed upon us, Abba. Abba, nothing happens without your hand or permission. Abba Yah, we thank you. We thank you. Abba Yah, weapons, they may form, but they will not prosper, as you said in Isaiah. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Abba Yah, we thank you. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name we pray, amen. Psalm 91. Read that Psalm 91. Read that Psalm 37. Read Psalm 91 and Psalm 37. Amen. We praise the Most High Yah. And we're going to fret, man, because, we're not going to fret. We ain't on the losing team. Only time you're on the losing team was when you're not on the team of Mashiach. Then you're on the losing team. We don't have to kiss the ring with the Catholic bishop. We don't have to do any of those things. We don't have to bow down to the Khazar people, right? We don't have to do any of those different things. We worship the King. Man, I ain't going to be able to eat if I don't compromise. You don't have to compromise. You see in these stories, these boys did not compromise at all. These were young men, right? So we just thank the Most High Yah for everything that he's doing. Elephantman Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversation, Dylan Emphasis World, I am out.
Perfect.